Put me in, coach. What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy, Coach TDOT. They subbed me out. But I'm back in the game, coach. I'm back with more heat for y'all boys, eh? So check it out, chat. We gonna get right into this thing today, man. So look, G. Today we gonna be reacting to 1993. Michael Jordan was at his most dangerous. Now, we all know 93 was the year before Mike said sayonara, folks. This was the first retirement, before the first retirement, Mike, G. You feel me? So this was like apex predator Mike, folks. I think he was like 28, 29, 30, you feel me? This when he was really finna start getting it going, G. So we finna see how Mike was coming. For all my new viewers, I don't fake none of my reactions. All my reactions are live. And we gonna watch this shit together. You feel me? Let's get into this thing, man. Y'all already know how we coming, G. We not just the best in the city, but the best in the world, Craig. Without further ado, it is Mike.
By 1993, Michael Jordan's eyes had changed. The joy that once danced in them during his early championships had hardened into something darker. He was still the hunter, but now he knew what it felt like to be hunted. Every night, every game, every moment. He was
Hey, make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's do it.
tired. Tired of the media, tired of the pressure, and tired of being everyone's target. But instead of breaking, he became something else entirely. Stronger, angrier, and more dangerous than the NBA had ever seen.
Perfection.
This is the story of Jordan's most lethal season, when exhaustion, controversy, and tragedy transformed him into basketball's ultimate killer.
The championship, the kid that
If there's one disadvantage to win,
the championship that kills the champion.
if there's one disadvantage to winning back-to-back championships in any sport, it's the toll it takes over time. After logging 99 intense games in 1991 and another 104 in 1992, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen didn't get much of a break. Instead, they jetted off to Barcelona to suit up for the iconic Dream Team, arguably the greatest Olympic basketball squad ever assembled. But while the world celebrated in Barcelona, something was shifting inside Jordan. The grind was becoming exactly that, a grind. The Bulls had logged 203 games in 2 years. As Pat Riley, who knew something about dynasties from his Laker days, warned, it's the championship that kills the champion. The hunger fades, personal agendas emerge, and somewhere between gold medal celebrations and photo ops in Spain, that hunger began to dim in Chicago. By the time the 92-93 season tipped off, Jordan was eyeing something historic, a third straight title. Only two teams had ever pulled it off, the Minneapolis Lakers of the 1950s and the Boston Celtics of the 1960s.
Hey, this team ain't had now one brother on the team, folks. Oh, no, chat. Oh, no, fool. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. If y'all just look at this lineup, y'all know exactly who I'm finna fry, folks. Just take a guess before I get to frying this. Woo-hoo! Who y'all think I'm finna fry first, G? If you know me, folks, you already know, folks. What the man? Who is this nigga right here, man? Chat, come on, folks. Come on, G! Y'all can't be serious right now, gang. If this nigga was in the NBA back in the Dizzle, folks, I know damn sure I would have been able to make the league, folks. I would have been able to make the league without even trying, folks. If this nigga right here, man. Hey, Tay, y'all got me messed up, folks. If y'all want me to think that these niggas is deserving of having a 3-peat and to be in the same conversation as Mike, folks, Look at number 11. I think this number 11 for... Bro, there's no way this nigga was in the NBA. If he's still alive, folks, he can go around and tell niggas I used to play in the league looking like this, G. Looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Notorious P.I.G. Hey, fo, you a disgrace, G. You a disgrace. This nigga don't even have no shoulders, Chad. Look at the nigga's shoulders, G. Nigga was eating good Twinkies and ho-hos and milkshakes and cakes and all type of shit, man. Look at everybody else. Broad shoulders. Everybody else in shape. And you get down to this big... Man, y'all bogus, G.
1950s
y'all bogus
and
as
the
hell,
Boston
folks.
Celtics of the 1960s. No team had three-peated in the modern NBA. Legacy was at stake, but when the Bulls regrouped that fall, it was obvious. The wear and tear was setting in.
Y'all bogus.
Watch Jordan in 1993 closely. There were less of the acrobatic drives of 1991, replaced by more methodical post-ups. He'd added 15 pounds of muscle, not to fly higher, but to punish smaller guards down low. This wasn't evolution by choice, it was survival. The 93 Bulls were still very good, but they weren't the same dominant force. By season's end, they had dropped to second in the East behind the surging New York Knicks, and third overall behind Charles Barkley's Phoenix Suns. Most pundits saw both teams as real threats to Chicago's crown. Sports Illustrated even predicted a Knicks-Suns finals. The Bulls were done, they said. What those critics missed were the Bulls' intangibles. That late-game grit, that unshakable confidence that had carried them through countless tight moments before. And Jordan, he was becoming something more terrifying than ever. Despite averaging 32.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 5.5 assists, plus finishing second in Defensive Player of the Year voting, Jordan's MVP streak came to an end. The award went to Charles Barkley, who had led Phoenix to a league-best 62-20 record. MJ would have something to say about that, but first, he'd had to navigate a minefield that went far beyond basketball. The whispers had been building all season. Stories of Jordan's late-night gambling sessions, six-figure golf bets, and connections to unsavory characters began surfacing in the media. It wasn't just casual betting anymore. Reports linked him to $1.25 million gambling debts. The Atlantic City trip before Game 2 against the Knicks became a media firestorm. Here was Jordan, supposedly preparing for the biggest game of the year, spotted at a casino until the early hours of the morning. Commissioner David Stern called him in for meetings. The media smelled blood. For the first time, Jordan's carefully crafted image, the smiling pitchman from the commercials, Be Like Mike, was cracking. I have a competition problem, Jordan would later admit, trying to reframe his gambling as just another expression of his competitive fire. But the scrutiny was relentless. Every bet became a headline. Every casino sighting became a scandal. The NBA was in the middle of a changing of the guard. Magic Johnson had retired in 1991 after revealing he was HIV positive. Larry Bird, plagued by chronic back pain, quietly walked away in 1992. Suddenly, the full weight of carrying the league fell on Michael. At that time, Michael wasn't enjoying himself anymore. Magic Johnson would later reflect. See what happened? Larry Bird and I left, and we left him. He's the one sitting there. Now it's just him. The joy that once fueled him was fading, buried under pressure and constant scrutiny, and that made him dangerous in ways the league had never seen. Everyone's glad the playoffs are here, Jordan told reporters, his jaw tight with something between exhaustion and determination. This is where the season is really made. Now is when the real fun begins. The regular season had been a grind, but when April arrived, and with it the familiar electricity of the postseason, something awakened in Jordan. That dormant fire didn't just flicker back to life, it exploded. The Bulls wasted no time silencing critics once the Eastern Conference playoffs began. In the first round, they made quick work of the Atlanta Hawks. Dominique Wilkins was still in peak human highlight reel form, averaging 29.9 points per game that season, but he didn't have much help. Chicago swept the Hawks with ruthless efficiency in just 3 games. Jordan averaged 34.3 points, but it was how he scored that sent chills through the league. Methodical, calculated, No wasted motion. Next up, a familiar foe. The Cleveland Cavaliers. The Richfield Coliseum felt silent every time Jordan touched the ball. Cue the painful memories for Cav fans, especially the shot over Craig Elo in '89. But Cleveland thought they had finally solved their Michael Jordan problem. They'd signed Gerald Wilkins, brought in for one specific reason, to prove his self-proclaimed Jordan stopper moniker was legit. And early on, it seemed to work. With Wilkins pestering MJ all over the floor, the Cavs had won 3 of 5 regular season matchups against Chicago, but Game 1 of their playoff series told a different story. Jordan dropped 43 points on 16 for 30 shooting, treating Wilkins like a traffic cone. The Jordan stopper had a tough time tonight, MJ said post-game, that dangerous smirk creeping across his face. He's going to be ready to come back the next game, but so am I. This was different. This was the Bulls locked in. This was Jordan at his most lethal. When Cleveland tried to avoid a sweep in Game 4, Jordan reached back into his bag of nightmares. With the game tied at 101, Jordan missed a mid-range jumper that could have sealed it. Craig Elo, yes, Craig Elo, missed on the other end, giving Chicago one more shot. 18.5 seconds left, ball in hand, full court to go. The Cavaliers knew what was coming. Everyone in the building knew. Jordan fought through Wilkins' desperate off-ball pressure, caught the ball with 10 seconds left, made his move to the right elbow, elevated over his supposed stopper and another Cavalier trying to double, and drilled the game.
Gosh. Hey, folks right here, this bad defense, he should have went to go double Mike, make Mike get rid of the ball, folks. That's instantly what I would have did, because the niggas out here, whoever these two niggas is, whoever this is right here, and whoever this dude guarding, they not shooting from back here, folks. They not Steph, they not Clay, Kate, none of that. You better go double this nigga, man. Or this was gonna happen.
Made his move to the right elbow.
He should have went in double.
Elevated over his supposed stopper
and
another Cavalier.
Y'all doubling at the last second, like.
Elevated over.
Y'all worried about the wrong niggas, G. Y'all worried about the wrong
and another
people,
Cavalier trying to double, and drilled the game winner to send Chicago to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Stupid.
The shot, part 2, another dagger in Cleveland's heart.
You niggas didn't know how to play defense, G.
Next came the real test. The 92-93 New York Knicks were built to dethrone Jordan. One of only 2 60-win teams that year, they had the league's best defense, giving up just 95.4 points per game. Pat Riley had constructed a team of bruisers specifically designed to punish Jordan every time he touched the ball, a strategy borrowed from his rivals, the bad boy Pistons. Madison Square Garden was a madhouse for Game 1. The Knicks took it convincingly, with their suffocating defense holding Jordan to 10 of 27 shooting. Then came the Atlantic City incident. Hours before Game 2, Jordan was spotted at a casino, gambling into the early morning hours. The media went into overdrive. Here was proof, they said, that Jordan's gambling was out of control, that he wasn't taking the Knicks seriously. The controversy seemed...
Mike, you was at the casino gambling till 2 in the morning before game day, G? Like, I know that he was capable of doing it, folks, because it's Mike at the end of the day, G. It's Michael Jordan. But till the early hours of the day of the game, folks... You just didn't get no fuck. You ain't care at all. He did not take them niggas serious, G. There's no way he could have, if he up all morning gambling. Like, and it's crazy that this tie into so much, like, what's going on now in the NBA. Like, literally, right now, all this gambling, talking, all this shit, niggas getting busted for gambling and stuff. Like, bro, if Mike was doing, like, imagine, like, Shea Gill just having a gambling problem, folks. Or Anthony Edwards. You feel me? Like, bro, that would be terrible for the league, especially right now. So imagine back then, like, I don't know, though, because I don't know how niggas looked at gambling, folks. But it definitely should have been some speculation about Mike point shaving, or, you know, losing games on purpose, or even though Mike wasn't losing games and shit like that. Shit, Mike was damn near betting the over for his own games if he was doing that shit. Mike ain't know nothing about no point shaving. He wasn't never going to bet against himself to do worse. You feel me? He was always going to bet the over on himself, G. But no, I don't think Mike was doing that. But, like, the fact that he was gambling this bad, bro, that shit should have been that was a bad sign, like, for the NBA. Like, that's when y'all niggas really should have nipped it in the bud with Mike.
Seemed to affect him. In Game 2, the Knicks won again, capped by John Stark's thunderous dunk over multiple Bulls defenders. A moment that had New York thinking this was finally their year. The Bulls were down 0-2, and Jordan looked vulnerable. Back in Chicago for Game 3, Jordan shot just 3 of 18. The headlines wrote themselves: the gambling, the losses, the poor shooting. But here's what made 1993 Jordan different and dangerous. The Bulls still crushed the Knicks, 103-88. When we went to Chicago for Game 3, Jordan shot 3 for 18, but we were ill-prepared to win that game. Former Knicks assistant Jeff Van Gundy would later admit, "They beat us by 20. That was our chance. If we'd been right and ready, we might have gone up 3-0. Jordan's response to his poor performance was vintage 1993. Ruthless, calculated annihilation. In Game 4, with his back against the wall and the media circling like vultures, he erupted for 54 points in a 105-95 win. He didn't just beat the Knicks, he demoralized them.
We exhaled scored half the team win. Points. This nigga almost scored as many points as the other team, bro.
He didn't just beat the Knicks, he demoralized them.
Absolutely
we
ridiculous.
Exhaled instead of keeping that laser focus we had in the first 2 games, Patrick Ewing reflected. In Game 4, he woke up. And even though we played a much better game, we just didn't have enough. The Bulls took the next 2 and sent the Knicks home. That New York Knicks team might have been one of the best ever built, but they had the misfortune of running into Michael Jordan at his most dangerous, when he had something to prove. The biggest threat wasn't in the East, it was waiting in June. An MVP, a 62-win juggernaut, a city starving for a title. The Phoenix Suns believed this was their year. Charles Barkley had waited 7 years for this moment. 7 years of watching Jordan collect rings. Now, with home court advantage and an MVP trophy, Chuck thought the basketball gods had finally tilted the scales. When I got to Phoenix, I told those guys the first day, I said, "Guys, we're going to be in the finals. We're going to play that motherfucker in Chicago," Barkley recalled. I said, "I'm sick of people telling me that he's better than me. I just didn't have no help in Philly." For the first time in 3 years, Jordan's Bulls didn't have home court advantage in the finals. Games 1 and 2 would be in the desert heat of Phoenix. Phil Jackson hoped Chicago would steal one on the road. Jordan wanted both. Phoenix's America West Arena was deafening for Game 1. Over 19,000 fans, sensing destiny, created a wall of sound that made Bulls players' ears ring during timeouts. But Jordan had entered the dangerous zone where noise became fuel. In Game 1, the Bulls' strategy was surgical. Don't double Barkley unless he was in the paint. Let him work for everything. The gamble worked. Sir Charles struggled mightily, going just 9 for 25. Jordan had only 17 points through 3 quarters when the Suns launched a late comeback, trimming the lead to 88-85. But in the final 4.5 minutes, the most dangerous version of Jordan emerged. He scored 14 points down the stretch, each basket more cold-blooded than the last. Final line, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, and forced 5 turnovers.
Dang.
Bulls win 100-92. Game 2 was the Jordan-Barkley duel everyone wanted. Both stars dropped 42 points, but Jordan added 12 rebounds and 9 assists. More importantly, he made Barkley work for every point, using his added bulk to battle in the post. Bulls win again, 111-108. It looked like Chicago might cruise to a 3rd straight title. Then came Game 3, one of the greatest overtime battles in finals history. June 13, 1993. The United Center was electric, expecting a coronation. Instead, they got a wall. The Suns led 99-88. With 7 minutes 30 left in regulation, the Bulls looked exhausted, particularly Jordan, who had played virtually every minute. But this was 1993 Jordan. Dangerous precisely because he had learned to weaponize his exhaustion. Chicago stormed back with a 15-4 run to force overtime. Then another. In triple overtime, bodies were scattered across the court like a battlefield. Players cramped, coaches ran out of timeouts. Jordan had taken 43 shots, Kevin Johnson, all 6'1" of him, had played 62 minutes, using his speed to harass Jordan while dropping 25 points. Suns coach Paul Westphal fought off flashbacks. He was on the floor as a player during the previous triple overtime finals game in 1976, when Boston beat Phoenix 128-126. This time, Barkley made sure history didn't repeat. He and Dan Marley buried back-to-back threes as the Suns survived, 129-121. Jordan finished with 44 points in 55 minutes, but for once, even his dangerous late-game execution wasn't enough.
Bro, Mike is going ballistics, G.
MJ bounced back in Game 4 with a masterpiece, 55 points on 21 of 37 shooting. It was the most points in a finals game since Elgin Baylor in 1962. The Bulls took a 3-1 series lead, but the Suns weren't done. In Game 5, despite Jordan's 41 points, Chicago fell 108-98, sending the series back to Phoenix. "I believe it's our destiny to win a world championship," Barkley said after that game. "We didn't care we were down 3-1. God wants us to win a championship. I talked to him the other night." Game 6, Phoenix, June 20, 1993. The Suns led 98-94 with under a minute left. The home crowd could taste it. But championship teams, dangerous teams, find a way. Jordan grabbed a defensive rebound and went coast to coast for a layup, 98-96. On the next possession, Chicago's defense forced Dan Marley into a desperation heave as the shot clock expired. With 14.1 seconds left, the Bulls had the ball. What followed?
I know damn well you ain't just airball in the heat of the moment, folks.
Chicago's defense forced Dan Marley into a desperation heave
as
the shot clock expired.
Man.
With 14.1 seconds left,
he was scared. That nigga was scared, G. Cause there's no way. There's no way. It's the heat of the moment, G. And nigga, you wide open. G, come on, fuck. Come on, G.
As the shot clock expired.
Chad, look.
With 14...
Nigga wide open. Nobody is even in the clip, fuck. You would think he was out there warming up, shooting by himself. And this nigga continues to
1 seconds
airball,
left.
man. I don't know what to...
Bulls had the ball. What followed
that nigga's
was
terrible,
poetry.
G.
Jordan passed out of a double team to Pippen, who drove and found Horace Grant. Grant, 0 for 5 in the game, and gun-shy, made the extra pass to John Paxson beyond the arc.
Dang.
Swish.
Stupid.
Bulls lead, 99-98. Once Pax got the ball, I knew it was over, Jordan said. Phoenix had one last chance, but Grant blocked Kevin Johnson's drive, sealing Chicago's three-peat.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
Jordan averaged 41 points in the 1990.
Hold on. This is his stat line, folks. He averaged 41. He had 31, 42, 44, 55, 41, 33, bruh. And Mike was doing it in every category, G. We could sit here and act like Mike was a ball hog or whatever, bro. Look at these assist numbers, G. Like, we could say LeBron is all-around player and shit. These look like LeBron-type stats. Mike was an all-around player, bro. I don't get what y'all be saying about Mike wasn't an all-around player. Like, nigga, look at these numbers. Like, what?
23 finals,
Don't make sense
a record that still stands. He won his third straight finals MVP, cementing his place among the all-time greats. But the celebration felt different this time, heavier. Even Barkley was in awe. I thought God wanted me to win the finals, but I didn't realize God was wearing number 23 for the Bulls. After clinching his third title, Jordan's exhaustion was visible. Winning this championship is harder than anything I've done before in basketball. With all the ups and downs that I've gone through this season and the mental approach that I've had to take into each game, he told reporters there were no thoughts of walking away. My love for basketball is still very strong. That was June 20, 1993. On July 23, Jordan's world shattered. His father, James Jordan, whom Michael called his best friend, was murdered at a roadside rest stop in North Carolina. James had been more than Michael's father. He was his anchor, the man from Carolina.
And that
James
nigga
had
ain't
been
never.
more than Michael's father.
Hey, that nigga ain't never opened his mouth to try to drink some of this shit. R.I.P. to Mike Pops, bro. But this shit funny as hell. He drenching the nigga, and the nigga started opening his mouth to drink some. Hold on, bro.
At a roadside rest stop in
R.I.P.,
North Carolina.
bro.
James had been more than Michael's father. He was his anchor, the man who taught him to stick out his tongue while concentrating, who stayed up late talking baseball and life after games. When police found his body, they found Michael's 1993 All-Star ring on his finger. The grief was suffocating. Jordan wouldn't speak publicly for weeks, and when he finally did, his voice cracked. He saw my last championship. I'm grateful for that. On October 6, 1993, Michael Jordan shocked the world by retiring from basketball. The gambling controversies, the exhaustion, the loss of his father. It was all too much. I have reached the pinnacle of my career, he said. I just feel I don't have anything else to prove.
That's crazy.
1993 wasn't Jordan at his most athletic or even his happiest. It was Jordan at his most dangerous. A player who had learned that greatness isn't about feeling great, it's about delivering when you feel nothing at all. He scored 41 points per game in the finals while battling tendonitis in both knees, his ankles and his wrist. He carried the weight of an entire league on his shoulders. After Magic and Bird left, he fought through gambling scandals that threatened to destroy his legacy, and after his father's death, he battled throue grief.
Hey, I know y'all niggas ain't just leave Mike hanging like that, bro.
He fought through gambling scandals.
I know damn well.
Destroy his legacy.
Man, I know somebody better shake that nigga hand right now. Man, Scotty, you better turn your head real fast and dap Mike up, fuck. Or we gonna have some problems, G. Motherfuckers just gonna leave Mike hanging, G. Mike trying to. And niggas just looking and playing around and shit, man. Shake his hand, man.
And after his father's death, he battled
wrong with
through
y'all?
grief that would have
Learn some respect.
This was the Jordan who proved that when everything is falling apart, a true champion doesn't just survive, he dominates. 3 months after the greatest scoring performance in finals history, he walked away from basketball. But first, he made sure everyone knew who owned it. The 1993 Michael Jordan wasn't just dangerous because what he could do on the court. He was dangerous because he showed the world what it really costs to be the greatest, and that he was willing to pay it every single night. If you enjoyed this video,
hell yeah, we enjoyed this. Am I subscribed to this nigga? Yeah, we gotta subscribe to folks. He got some good videos, G. Alright, y'all, that's the end of the video, man. It's the end of the video. Alright. 93 Mike. I've always said 93 Mike was like when he was really at his pinnacle of athleticism, all of that, just all around, like, you know, because it really did take some real, like, mental toughness to make it that far, chat. Y'all gotta understand, making it to the finals, like he said, 3 times in a row, folks, and then winning all 3, you the MVP, everyone, and y'all just played in the 92 Olympics. Bro, that was a lot of wear and tear on Mike's body, folks. Like, y'all, bro, I don't think people really understand how grueling basketball is, especially at the highest level like this. Bro, because them grown-ass men, G, it ain't like these little kids, so the game is way more physical. You feel me? So with the game being more physical, you getting bumped around more. Your body just taking a toll every single night, just pounding. Your joints is sore all the time. Knees be hurting, ankles be hurting. You feel me? Back be hurting. And then on top of that, you be getting bumped and shit, like, you feel me? And then you be tired. Like, your body just be drained from all that running up and down. And y'all gotta think, Mike was the type of nigga to play all 82 games, too, at that, fuck. And he was probably damn near playing 35 plus minutes every game. So, man, that was a lot of enduring that he had to go through just to get to this point, folks. So, like, now when I'm really thinking about it, folks, him retiring at such a young age that first time, it's understandable, G. Even if his dad didn't pass away, it would have been understandable. But even though I feel like his dad passing away was like a big contributing factor to him leaving, the fact that he made it all them years to the finals and just played all through that shit, man, like, bro, never was really the type to take breaks and stuff. Cause last night, if y'all watched the NBC thing, Mike literally was talking about load management, and he was just like, shit, I never wanted to, like, I always felt like I had something to prove. You feel me? So he never wanted to leave his teammates out there hanging, and he always felt the need, like, just from a competitive standpoint, to always be playing. He didn't want to leave the fans hanging. He didn't want to leave his teammates hanging, and he just needed that. You feel me? We probably gonna watch it. Like when they finish doing all the interviews, we probably gonna watch all of them. I don't feel like watching individually now because it's only 3 minutes. You feel me? But Mike was definitely talking about load management and how he didn't like missing games and shit. So you feel me? With that mindset, that's what led him to this. But to get all the way through all of these championships, gee, that's just different, bro. Ain't no nigga built like that nowadays, folks. It's just not. I'm being honest, folks. Niggas will sit out over a jammed pinky, folks. A jammed pinky? Nigga, Mike was strapping that up and playing through that shit out there with 3 fingers. So, come on, man. Y'all can miss me with all that soft shit, man. Mike was the real goon. The goonest of the goon, nigga. Alright? But look, chat, that's the end of the video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's your boy, Coach TDOT. I'm up out of here. I love y'all.